Pause right where you are, little one. This is not a random interruption, and certainly not another song drifting by in the noise of your feed. If you listen closely now, if you quiet your inner world, set aside the urge to keep searching, and let your heart grow still, you'll realize it is my voice calling you. I am speaking directly to you, intimately, without barrier or distance. Every ache, every question behind closed doors, all the things left unsaid, these have drawn my attention, and I refuse to let you walk past this moment empty-handed. You have been reaching for a sign, sometimes aloud and sometimes in silent tears, asking if you still matter, wondering if my eyes have grown dim to your journey, but I am here, and no cry of yours is beneath my hearing. So breathe, child. Inhale the newness of this very second. Hear my steady presence settle over you like the hush before morning's first light. I see how you forced yourself out of bed, when your heart was so heavy it felt like it would pull you beneath the surface. I know how your feet have moved forward, even when your strength was spent and your hope flickering low. What you thought were small prayers, whispered with trembling doubt, have always landed right in the center of my heart. Not one word, not one sigh has vanished unheard. This is the moment you have felt stirring deep inside, the confirmation you feared would never come. You wondered if holding on was foolish, if your patience would be wasted, if everything you poured out would simply disappear without harvest. There were days silence seemed to be my only answer. Yet here I am, reaching across all your waiting, assuring you that not a second has been wasted, not a single sacrifice hidden from my sight. I have orchestrated this encounter, and urge you, do not treat my words lightly. You might remember the nights you wiped your tears in a quiet room, not wanting a soul to know your pain. You soldiered on when it was easier for others to turn back or give up. In the middle of disappointments and doors slammed shut, you kept rising, not by accident, not by your own will alone, but with me quietly holding you. I protected you when you thought I was merely silent. I was with you when the floor gave way under your feet and you found yourself standing in the fire. You were not being broken beyond repair. I was strengthening your heart so it would stand firm, shaping endurance in you that nothing could steal away. Each delay was patience growing roots. Every no was me guiding you beyond what could have crushed you or stolen your peace. Sometimes my protection looked like disappointment, but trust this, I was never far, never displeased, never withholding from you out of judgment. What looked like emptiness was me clearing space for something lasting. I watched you quietly question your worth, replaying the rejections, the betrayals that felt sharpest when given by those you trusted most. I gathered those tears, every single one, none of them wasted, each held close. You've asked, if I am unseen, why keep trying? But beloved, even the tears you cry alone water the field where I am preparing your next season. Let that sink in. Not only have you survived the impossible, but you are stronger than you understand because you have felt my presence even in the emptiest hours. You have not gone unnoticed and you are not forgotten. The despair that gripped you in the dark, the exhaustion that haunted you at night, it all played a part in fortifying you for what is stirring now. No effort is ever lost in my kingdom. I saw you smile before others, then collapse behind closed doors, longing for a reason to go on. I became that reason. Each breath, each morning you didn't quit, every laughter that returned after seasons of sadness, every glimmer of hope you still managed to find, that was me working joy back into your soul. Understand, this is not the moment to walk away from what I'm placing in front of you. It is as if all those quiet mornings and long nights have been leading to this, a shift, a turn, a new chapter beginning to unfold. You have felt ignored, deceived by the silence, troubled by comparing your journey to others who seemed to pass you by. I see you. Those delays were not punishments. Sometimes I withhold only so you are ready to receive greater things. You cannot see how I've moved mountains behind the scenes to shield you. You could not know that my silence was sometimes the sound of me fighting for you. You have carried disappointments that felt like stones in your chest. You have trusted people who broke their promises and wondered if blame should rest on your own shoulders. But none of those things defined you in my eyes. You have not been weak. I have seen resilience growing in the places where you thought you were most fragile. You have not been left behind. You have been hidden in my hand. Your prayers in dark rooms, your questions whispered into emptiness, your wordless cries, everyone was heard. Each obstacle, each lonely night became a building block for the strength I need you to carry now. You have come further than you realize. My love has undergirded you even when pain or confusion obscured my presence. Remember this, not a single moment was overlooked. When you have sat alone in the quiet, when hope was a distant memory, my spirit hovered close. I was not absent, not then, not now. You are here because I have called you, because I want you to hear me whisper these words and feel them settle deep into your bones. Your story is not ending with disappointment. Stillness is often where my voice breaks through. Right now, if doubt tries to rise, if the old questions come back, rest in my assurance. I know it is difficult to trust again, especially when those closest to you wounded your heart. But even pain, even betrayal can become the ground where my healing and restoration take root. Some people needed to step away. Some doors needed to close, not to harm you, but to protect what I am growing for you. In the future, you will see that what felt like loss was me guarding the sacred work underway in the unseen. Stay present with me, beloved. Let this word rest upon you. Feel the warmth of my care even now, as though a gentle hand is set upon your shoulder, steadying you in the swirl of the day. I have seen everything, your endurance, your waiting, even your hidden tears. You are seen, you are chosen. Stay a while. Don't let your heart race on. The answer your soul hungers for is drawing near. Even as you move through this day, carrying the residue of yesterday's questions, I am closer than your next breath. When the weight in your chest presses heavily or your thoughts spin in circles, remember that my gaze does not waver. My presence meets you not only in moments when you feel strong, but even more so in those instants where you fear you might falter. It is there, in the uncertainty of your next steps, that my quiet assurance surrounds you. Breathe in now, slowly, and sense the gentle warmth of my nearness, as if sunlight were slipping through closed curtains just for you. You often wonder if it's safe to let your guard down, if vulnerability will only bring disappointment. Yet I tell you, surrender is not weakness in my hands. Notice how I steady you. Each time you relinquish control, you create room for me to reveal what you could never manufacture by striving alone. As you place those nagging worries, the unspoken burdens, into my care, picture them dissolving like morning mist under the kind heat of my love. I do not judge your doubts or hurry your progress. I invite you again and again to lay your anxieties at my feet. In quiet, I whisper that you belong, that you are not forgotten, not overlooked. The world around you clamors for proof of worth in loud and fleeting ways, but I affirm your value in the silent moments, sometimes in the stillness just before the day fully begins, when only the soft sound of your breathing fills the air. Hear me in that hush, calling you treasured, calling you chosen. You don't have to prove yourself to gain my affection. My delight in you preceded your first breath. When fear presses in, urging you to race ahead anxiously or shrink from opportunity, pause to notice my steadying hand. Sometimes you will sense it as a warmth flooding your heart, or as a sudden steadiness of mind where there was agitation. I am shaping your capacity to trust, not through grand gestures, but through gentle, persistent presence. Like morning dew on new grass, my comfort settles invisibly yet unmistakably over your rising cares. If your mind circles the same unanswered questions about your future, about your family, about the path ahead, I invite you to release them into my keeping. You might feel compelled to solve everything at once, to predict every outcome, but I offer you something better, the peace that emerges from trust. Imagine for a moment the freedom of exhaling all that pressure, allowing my wisdom to cradle your uncertainties. You were not made to carry it all alone. Sometimes you wake and wonder whether anything is changing, or if you are only repeating the same cycles. Beloved, growth often begins in the hidden places where no one else applauds your endurance or sees your private tears. I notice the small daily choices you make to choose patience, to forgive, to speak kindly, to believe once more. These acts, though quiet, release seeds of transformation that my hand waters at the perfect time. Do not despise humble beginnings. I am the one who breathes life into each new start. You may doubt if your prayers are heard, especially when answers seem delayed or silence stretches long. My child, silence in my presence is never absence. Sometimes stillness is where my answers begin to take root. When you close your eyes and whisper even the simplest hope, I gather your words and your waiting into my heart. Trust that, in seasons of quiet, you are being prepared, strengthened through unseen streams of grace, made ready for what I have in store. There are moments when you glance at those around you and wonder if others have received gifts or advances that pass you by. I urge you to turn gently from comparing your journey. Each path has a pace, and my timing for you is personal, crafted with purpose, not neglect. Envy cannot satisfy the longing in your spirit, but gratitude opens you to see how I am already at work. Today, let thankfulness be your anchor. Allow even the smallest evidence of my goodness to draw your eyes back to me. Let me remind you that your struggles do not diminish my affection, nor does your longing scare me away. Instead, I draw closer when you turn in honest confession or bring your confusion straight to me. I am not deterred by your questions or the ways you feel unfinished. It is my joy to sit with you in the uncertainty, to lead you gently through each valley, and to celebrate every small victory along the way. With each sunrise, I offer to renew your hope, not by erasing difficulties, but by inviting you to walk each step aware that I go before you. Reach for me in the moments when you feel least able. Let my strength become your courage. You will discover new mercies rising with every morning's light and fresh strength arriving when you feel most empty. Trust, beloved, that in every trial, I supply more grace than the challenge before you. As you settle into the rhythm of this day, remember my faithfulness does not falter with your emotions or today's circumstances. My commitment to you remains, steady as the ground beneath your feet. Notice, right now, the subtle ways I have already gone ahead, relationships that bless you, breaths of peace amid worry, the courage to try again. These are not accidents. They are the evidence that I am deeply involved in your story, writing hope into the chapters not yet read. Keep your heart open, for I am drawing near in ways that surprise you. Through the smile of a loved one, a word of encouragement, an unexpected sense of calm. These are invitations to look up and recognize my hand moving with compassion across your life. Even when circumstances resist change, your inner landscape can transform as you surrender, bit by bit, to my gentle leading. I am patient, not rushing your progress, rejoicing in each moment you trust me with a little more of your journey. There is a place I hold you in that no shadow can reach. This morning, pause. Notice the quiet that covers you, the breath that fills your lungs, the assurance that your very existence rests in my faithfulness. When doubts flicker at the corners of your thoughts, hear my voice gently calling you back to stillness. Every time you yield your racing mind to me, you let my peace draw near, transforming worry into quiet confidence. This is not a fleeting comfort, but a steady presence I pour out over you, even when circumstances seem unchanged or prayers feel unanswered. You sense the weight of expectations pressing in, whether from within or from those around you. Lay down that heavy mantle, dear one. My approval is not earned, but freely given because I delight in you just as you are. Feel my hand steadying you now, inviting you to look beyond your list of tasks and failures. I am not tallying your shortcomings. I am forming new mercies for you each day. Allow your heart to soften in the warmth of my acceptance, and let your mistakes become stones along the riverbank that mark where you grew stronger through grace. When you listen closely, you will sense the quiet stir of hope I am planting within you. The world offers quick solutions and shallow answers, but I invite you into a deeper current. In the hush, surrender both your fears for the future and the wounds of yesterday. My spirit hovers in the atmosphere of your surrender, nurturing every unseen seed of trust. Each time you offer me your honesty, your anxiety, your hunger for meaning, I bring forth fresh vision one small step at a time. Do not demand to see the whole path. Let your questions become an open door to my wisdom. As you move through the day, I walk beside you, attentive to every detail you are tempted to believe I overlook. The moments that seem too small for notice, your silent prayers, your uncertain choices, the tiredness behind your smile, are precious to me. Let this assurance fill your body like sunlight. I am with you not simply in grand miracles, but in the ordinary acts of kindness, the pauses between responsibilities, the quiet moments before you rise or rest. My companionship is not a reward for perfection, but my promise to never leave your side. Release the fear that you will somehow miss your purpose or disappoint me. My timing is not meant to torment, but to teach you to trust that I see from beginning to end. When the voice of anxiety whispers that others are moving faster, accomplishing more, drowning in results while you feel stuck, remember that I measure you by your faithfulness, not by outward achievement. Each small choice toward goodness, each unseen act of surrender, echoes in eternity far beyond what you can measure today. My plans for you are wrapped in loving sovereignty, unfolding at the pace that best protects and prepares your heart. Feel my delight in this moment. You do not need to rush on. Breathe me in with every inhale. Notice how hope gently settles in the quiet chamber of your soul. The anxieties that rise with each new day do not have the final word. When you find yourself striving, let my voice call you back to rest, to gratitude for the grace already present. Just as the sunrise marks a faithful beginning, so my mercies renew your strength for what is ahead. Let your gratitude become the anchor that steadies your heart and makes room for new joy to grow. When you speak words of thanks, even in the midst of waiting, I multiply your peace. Try it now, even if your gratitude feels small or halting. Let it become a quiet anthem against discouragement. Gratitude is not only a gesture, but a shelter that brings my presence tangibly near. Picture me receiving each thankful thought, shaping it into gentle strength for the hours ahead. You are not left to chase comfort or meaning on your own. With every thank you, I draw you deeper into the shelter of my love. Remember, my beloved, you are set apart not by what the world calls success, but by the intimate knowledge that you belong to me. In the silent spaces when the noise of expectation fades, sense my spirit reminding you of the identity that cannot be shaken. You are my own, seen, cherished, protected. Let your confidence rest not in flawless performance, but in the certainty that my commitment to you will never run dry. These are not empty words. This is the foundation beneath your every step. As you finish this portion of your morning or evening, let anticipation replace striving. Where you were tempted to clutch control, loosen your grip and hand the uncertainties to me. Refuse to give distraction the power to rob you of the fullness I desire for each moment. If you wonder whether surrender will lead to disappointment, let my past faithfulness assure you, I waste nothing, not a single tear, nor any hope you've dared to entrust to me. There is light blooming just beyond the horizon, inviting you toward deeper trust with each gentle breath. You, my cherished one, have not wandered beyond my reach, not even for a moment. I have watched you hide your ache behind quiet smiles, as if concealing your struggle would somehow lighten it. Yet there is nothing I do not see, nothing my heart does not register. All those nights when anxiety pressed in, curling tight around your chest, I was right there, holding vigil over your soul. My hand is upon you even now, a shelter you can lean into. The longing you feel to be understood, the silent plea you offer up in moments when nobody is watching, I have answered it already with my nearness. Allow yourself to sense it now, even if it is only the faintest warmth around your heart. You wonder if you are too damaged, too much a product of the wounds life has dealt you. I tell you, I am not afraid of your broken places. In fact, those are the spaces where my glory shines brightest. Place your hand over your heart if you can, and breathe in deeply the fullness of this moment. My presence is not a vague hope, it is reality, more solid than the doubts that torment you. This breath, this heartbeat, is evidence that you are sustained and chosen. You do not need to manufacture worthiness to win my attention. I have already crowned you with my favor. You are marked by my love from the inside out. Stop now. Let the truth settle in. There is no part of you I reject. Even where you see shame, I see the potential for resurrection and beauty. My purpose for you is not to erase your story, but to bring healing so profound that every scar becomes a testimony. You are not meant to hide from me or from yourself. Little one, I invite you to draw closer. I am not asking for perfection, only for surrender. If doubts clamor in your mind right now, I understand their grip. But my truth is stronger. Each time you let my love wash over the old lies, freedom grows. There is something stirring within you that you may not recognize yet, a quiet courage rising from the rubble of disappointment. Do you notice that shift? It is evidence that I am already at work, dismantling despair and planting seeds of persistent hope. You will soon discover that the voice telling you that change is impossible does not come from me. When the weight of unworthiness returns, remember this: I call you mine, regardless of what has shaped your past. You walk with my authority. Even as resistance builds inside your chest, don't turn away. Stay with the discomfort for a moment. Transformation often feels like discomfort before it breaks into genuine restoration. You have believed the enemy's lie that your limitations disqualify you from destiny, but I use the weakest places for the grandest displays of my power. There is nothing you lack that I cannot supply. Where others dismissed you, I draw you closer. Where you have been overlooked, I am highlighting you before my own heart. Right now, feel the gentle pulse beneath your fingertips, reminding you that life and promise still flow. Speak aloud if you dare. I am seen, I am loved, I am chosen. These are not empty words. They are the foundation of your rebirth. Soon you will understand why your journey has taken the difficult turns it has. I waste nothing. Every loss, every tear, every ache is known to me and brought into the story I am writing with you. There is a purpose encoded in every hardship, and it all builds toward a greater revealing of who you truly are. Give me the permission to enter the rooms of your heart you've kept locked for too long. My compassion is vast enough to encompass your every secret, your every longing. You need not fear exposure in my presence. There is nothing to hide from the one who formed you and called you good. Breathe. Let the assurance of my acceptance rest upon your spirit now. If fear rises, remember this: I am not impatient with your process. My love refuses to rush you, and I celebrate each small step you take toward trusting me with the hidden things. If shame tries to drag you backwards, answer it with my promise. I cover you, I restore you, I redeem even the years that feel squandered. Do not let the voice of regret shape your self-portrait. I have renamed you beloved, and that identity cannot be revoked. The old labels no longer define your destiny. Pause and sense my hand cradling your jaw, lifting your face so that you dare to meet my eyes again. This is the intimacy I desire. There is a sacred exchange unfolding now. Where heaviness once weighed on your shoulders, I am placing new garments of praise. Where exhaustion has nearly unmanned your courage, I am breathing fresh resilience into your inner being. You are not running this race alone. Those worn-out places within you are precisely where my spirit is awakening fresh vision. Resist the urge to shrink back. This is your hour to receive. Just as early light stretches across a silent morning, something new is breaking open in your soul. Expect it. Embrace it, even before you see the full evidence. Trust my movement before you understand it. Some of you feel numb, almost unreachable, certain that your heart has become too hardened for tenderness. Listen. Even the hardest stone can be made soft in the hands of the one who shaped mountains. I am not finished with you. In the coming days, watch for moments when old triggers no longer carry the same sting. That is my healing in motion, rewriting the story at a level deeper than you realize. You'll know it's me because peace will slip in quietly during ordinary moments, when you're washing your hands, hearing laughter from another room, or stepping into silence after a long day. Don't dismiss these as coincidences. I am gently remaking what you thought was forever broken. Raise your head. The time for self-condemnation is passing. My mercy is rewriting your past, not erasing it, but suffusing it with beauty and meaning greater than the pain you endured. You are learning the art of surrender, and with every act of trust, even trembling, reluctant trust, you draw nearer to the center of my heart. In the great unfolding of your days, no detail escapes my notice. You are not lost in the crowd. You are cherished, set apart, intentionally chosen for such a time as this. My beloved child, nothing is wasted. Not your fears, not your failures, not your delays. All of it is transforming under the warmth of my attention. You have not missed your chance. I am the God who creates new beginnings on scorched earth, who calls forth life in every place the world deemed barren. Believe that your story is not defined by its hardest chapters. Right now, courage is growing within you, a courage placed there by my own breath. Keep moving forward. We are only at the threshold of what I am preparing to reveal, and I promise, the best is not behind you. The best is yet to be seen, and it is closer than you think. There is still more for us to uncover together. Bring your attention back to this moment, my beloved, for I am drawing even closer. The space between us grows thinner now, as if every breath you take ushers in my presence more tangibly than before. There is a stirring inside you. Do not dismiss it as coincidence or mere emotion. I have placed it within you to signal that deep shift you have silently hoped for. I see the tension in your chest, the questions thrumming beneath your calm surface. What will happen if I finally let go? Child, I honor your hesitance. You learned to grip tightly to control because letting go once meant pain. But I am not disappointed in your slowness to trust. I only invite you again to loosen what weighs you down, and to discover how soft my hands will catch what you release. Pause for a moment. and sense the gentle steadiness of my hand resting on your shoulder. In your exhaustion, when your soul feels threadbare and you wonder if you have anything left to offer, I whisper, "Let me be enough for you today." The world has told you that strength means striving, but I measure your courage by your willingness to sit still in my embrace. You do not have to fight for worth or prove your belonging. My gaze lingers lovingly on all that makes you distinct. I shaped every facet of your being with delight. Here in my nearness, you are shielded from every voice that ever said you were too little or too much. Soon you will begin to sense a new clarity taking root, like a shaft of light breaking through heavy cloud. Don't rush this process. Let my peace settle around you. You wonder sometimes if you are truly known. I see the places in you that ache to be understood, your hidden fears, old disappointments, and the silent yearning for someone to choose you, see you, and stay. I have never turned my face away from you. I remember every time you wept in secret and swallowed your grief behind a practiced smile. In my company, you are never invisible. I walk beside you, attentive and patient, waiting for you to become curious rather than cautious about my intentions. So breathe, dear one. Place your hand over your heart, feel its steady beat, and recognize that I am sustaining you even now. This rhythm is my reminder, you live by grace, not performance. There is more I am cultivating beneath the soil of your circumstances than you realize. You have asked, why this hardship, why now? And I have heard every tremor in your voice that wondered if I was absent. Pain does not mean abandonment. I am the kind of father who leans in when your voice shakes, gathering every unsaid prayer. If you allow it, the very pain that once threatened to topple you will become the rich ground from which compassion and wisdom flourish. Trust that I am transforming wounds into strength, disappointment into resilience. My power is irresistibly attracted to your need, and in your most fragile moments, I am architecting breakthrough you can barely imagine. You are part of a movement much larger than yourself. Many have lingered at this crossroads and found victory by letting me carry what they could not. You are not weak for needing rescue. You are wise for letting me in. There are others who will one day draw hope from your story, if you let me write it with tenderness. Every scar, every moment you thought was wasted, I am redeeming right now. Do not underestimate how your healing will ripple outward. When you choose to trust, the chains that have wrapped around generations begin to loosen. Do you sense it, the shift breaking open inside you even now? Soon a new strength will emerge. There is power in what you declare about yourself. So let us break the agreement with every lie whispered against your identity. Perhaps you have believed I am always overlooked or nothing good lasts for me. Hear me now. Those words are not your inheritance. The enemy sowed those doubts after rejection, after opportunities slipped through your fingers. But I say you are chosen, treasured, called by name. My voice is louder than your shame or fear. Speak it now, softly if you must, but speak it. I am marked by divine love. Repeat it until your bones remember it. This is how I reconstruct what the world tried to destroy. Your bloodline of defeat is ending with you. Let your heart settle for a moment in the safety of my affection. The weight has begun to lift, but I know something in you doubts this gentleness can last. You have good reason for your questions. Past betrayals and disappointments have carved caution into your instincts. Yet the peace flooding you is not a fleeting feeling. It is a down payment on a future where you walk daily in my security and provision. If doubt returns, return here. Feel the warmth in your chest, the rising and falling of your breath. Notice how my presence lingers even as your mind races ahead. I am patient with your learning. You are not failing by trusting slowly. Can you recall a moment this week when you sensed an unexpected calm during chaos, a flicker of hope in the mundane? That was me. You'll know it's me because it comes unforced, quiet but undeniable. As you keep turning toward me, these moments will multiply in unexpected places. A conversation, a quiet morning, even in your rest. My presence will surprise you, and others will notice a subtle transformation before you do. Soon, clarity you have craved will dawn in the very place you felt most lost. Allow yourself to believe this could begin now, not just someday. There are doors I am preparing to open, not doors to escape your life, but portals into deeper maturity, anchored joy, and fearless intimacy. Your character is being refined, not for perfection but for presence. You will find that argument you once had with yourself, am I enough? Am I seen? Will be settled not by your effort, but by constant evidence of my faithfulness. You have not missed your moment. Nothing is wasted with me, and in your stillness you will gain the wisdom to recognize opportunity where before you only saw obstacle. There is something I am about to reveal. Are you ready to trust me for that? There is a sacred bravery in your willingness to keep stepping forward even when clarity seems far away. I am with you in every moment you hesitate at the edge of the unknown. My hand never lets go of yours, no matter how unsteady you feel. Sometimes your heart aches with questions about how long you must wait, about why certain doors appear closed, and why others around you seem to rise so effortlessly while you labor in prayer behind quiet walls. Hear me now. I see all that is hidden. I am not blind to a single tear, and I am present even in what feels like stillness or delay. My timing is never late for you, beloved, and every delay shelters something precious still being prepared. Even on the mornings where your heart feels heavy, and the first rays of sunlight slip softly through the blinds, you can pause and sense my nearness. Let the air fill your lungs and remember that this is holy ground, that my presence fills the room. I care more deeply for you than you sometimes dare to believe. In that quiet as you set aside your anxieties, my voice is a gentle assurance, wrapping around your spirit and reminding you that nothing is wasted. Every hope, every whispered longing, every small act of trust. Let gratitude awaken in you like an ember stirs in the dark, releasing warmth that pushes back the cold. Many times you wonder if you are missing the mark or if you're offering a simple word of kindness, a silent prayer, a steady hand for your family is enough. The world shouts for outcomes, visible results, the kind of success others can measure. But I see the faithfulness of the unseen moments, when you choose compassion instead of impatience, when you surrender your need to control the future, when you forgive quietly and move forward. My smile rests on those moments more than accolades ever could. You are living seeds of my love, and nothing done in love vanishes. You have asked me whether your dreams are too big or if the visions in your heart are realistic, especially as time passes and changes stir. I place those desires within you, not as a test, but as a promise that my plans surpass what you dare to imagine. The fruit you long to see does not arrive by striving alone. It is born of your continual return to me, your willingness to trust when the horizon is obscured. As you open your hands each day, relinquishing your grip on your own agenda, you make space for me to surprise you with new beginnings, a call, a provision, an opportunity that fits you so much better than the path you tried to force. When you feel fear brushing up against your confidence, remember that courage in my eyes is not the absence of trembling. It is the choice to lean into my strength, even as uncertainties arise. Every giant you face, every anxious thought that tries to whisper you're not enough, has no real authority when you hold on to me. Breathe in my peace, let it settle over your racing mind, and imagine me sitting beside you, my arm around your shoulders, steadying your heart. I delight in your authenticity, in your willingness to bring even your doubts to me, trusting that I can hold them all and not flinch. Your identity cannot be shattered by setbacks or dimmed by criticism. I gave you a name no one can revoke, a calling that is unique and enduring. Others may misunderstand you or misjudge your intentions, but I see every motivation, every sacrifice, every hope that shapes your journey. In a world eager to define you by comparison, listen again for my quiet affirmation. You are mine, cherished before you took your first breath, destined for significance not because of what you achieve, but because you bear my image, and my delight rests upon you continually. There will be days when you yearn for visible progress, when your prayers feel like seeds vanished beneath hard soil. But even in the stretch of delay, I am nurturing what cannot yet be seen. Trusting me doesn't mean you are left without struggles. It means you are never alone even in them. Stand in the morning with your heart open, let a breath of gratitude escape your lips, and know this: every moment lived with me brings quiet transformation you may only recognize in hindsight. Surrender is not letting go of freedom. It is the invitation for my glory to fill your ordinary with true purpose. Sometimes you ask if I still speak, if my promises are just out of reach, or if your circumstances have disqualified you from my favor. Hear me now. My voice has not gone silent and my promises are not fragile. They endure long past the moments you feel strong. The quietness where you think I am absent is the gentle space where I am closest, where I shape your perseverance and anchor your hope. When you look beyond what is comfortable and take a step, however small, toward me, breakthroughs begin, not always in the form you expect, but in the restoration of joy, the quiet confidence growing steady within your soul. Your family, your work, your relationships, each is an arena where I am nurturing resilience and hope within you. You do not carry these burdens alone. I am the strength beneath your shoulders, the peace in your sleep, the wisdom in your conflicts. As you surrender outcomes to me and practice gratitude for the little evidences of my love, the atmosphere around you shifts. You become a beacon of my presence, a reminder to all who encounter you that I am near and active, working in and through your life. Let today be a gentle turning point, where you welcome my hand guiding you even in unfamiliar paths. If doubts still press against your heart, let them become the very reason you lean in and listen for my whisper afresh. Every seemingly small step of trust, every pause to thank me for breath and shelter, shapes the landscape of your future more than any frantic striving. I invite you again to believe, to surrender, to rest, not in resignation, but in anticipation of all that my love is preparing. The story is not finished. The next chapter is unfolding even now, in the secret places where only you and I walk together. I am here in the sacred rhythm of your heartbeats, where each moment is saturated with my loving intention. You wonder if the strains and setbacks of today will define your tomorrow, but I assure you, my vision for you isn't hemmed in by any single hour or circumstance. Even as you trace the outline of doubts in the quiet before sleep, I gently steady your focus, urging you to look up. My presence is not fleeting. It surrounds you now as surely as sunlight fills a room after the dawn. My voice quiets the noise and draws you into stillness, where security and hope find you afresh. When your shoulders tense under invisible burdens, remember the invitation to rest, here, close to me. The world might measure you by pace and production, but I measure you by your willingness to let me lift what you cannot carry. In the hush, where frantic thoughts might threaten to steal your peace, breathe deeply. Sense my consoling hand, like a gentle weight pressing away fear. I do not frown at your frailty. I cherish your honesty as you bring anxieties into my light. You are seen, fully, without condition. Let gratitude open again within you, not as a forced song, but as a natural upwelling, a bloom that rises even through the cracks of longing or confusion. Notice the morning's cool promise on your skin, the quiet strength in each ordinary kindness, the unwavering loyalty in those who love you. These are melodies, reminders that I am weaving every detail for good, even when all seems ordinary or overlooked. You do not need to orchestrate outcomes or anticipate every need. I am already moving ahead, shaping pathways, sending you helpers, preparing your heart for what is next. Often, you measure progress by visible results. In your story, though, so much is happening beneath the surface, out of sight, in realms of the heart you barely name. My work in you is not wasted in delay or disappointment. With every surrendered moment, fresh roots of courage sink deeper. There is goodness forming even in the absence of applause or swift solutions. As you yield control, even when it costs you comfort, I mark this as a step of trust, one that draws heaven's strength to you in ways unseen. Your calling remains secure in my grasp, untouched by the turbulence around you. There have been days when regret replays louder than hope, or when your past feels like a shadow stretching over your possibilities. But I speak over you a new identity, not shaped by failure, not even by success, but by love that never wavers. Imagine the gentle sensation of my hand again on your shoulder, holding you steady through every inner storm. My child, I am not a distant observer. I am the one who celebrates every choice to rise, every fragile attempt to love, every prayer sighed in helplessness. Each movement toward kindness or forgiveness allows my own heartbeat to echo through your life. When uncertainty tries to script your future with threat and lack, I want you to learn the secret of joy that persists. Joy is not mere positivity, it is the rooted assurance that I am with you, guiding your every step, orchestrating divine intersections and moments of laughter even in the hardest places. Do not despise slow seasons or hidden work. Lean into the ordinary with the confidence that nothing is wasted, not a single sigh, not a small act of faithfulness, not a stumbling word of encouragement. I delight in your journey, not just your destination, for it is here you grow most like me. There is a richness I am offering you that surpasses fleeting pleasure or achievement, the deep contentment of being known, cherished, and carried. Permit my love to anchor your anxieties before they bloom into overwhelm. When your shoulders tense under invisible burdens, remember the invitation to rest, here, close to me. The world might measure you by pace and production, but I measure you by your willingness to let me lift what you cannot carry. In the hush, where frantic thoughts might threaten to steal your peace, breathe deeply, sense my consoling hand, like a gentle weight pressing away fear. I do not frown at your frailty. I cherish your honesty as you bring anxieties into my light. You are seen, fully, without condition. Let gratitude open again within you, not as a forced song, but as a natural upwelling, a bloom that rises even through the cracks of longing or confusion. Notice the morning's cool promise on your skin, the quiet strength in each ordinary kindness, the unwavering loyalty in those who love you. Precious one, I notice what others overlook, the private sacrifices, the moments you choose to forgive or withhold harsh judgment, the steady integrity when no one applauds. Every silent triumph over bitterness or temptation is a seed planted in my soil, destined for a harvest in due time. Trust that my timing is always for your increase, not deprivation. Pulling you forward sometimes means pruning away what cannot come with you. I know the pain of surrender, but I assure you, nothing you entrust to me is ever lost. In fact, it is transformed. Sometimes you ask if you are truly making a difference, if your daily offerings amount to anything in this world of noise and hurry. Hear me. Your significance is never measured by splash or scale, but by the resonance of your yes to me. A whispered prayer for a neighbor, a cup of water given in compassion, a word of encouragement texted across the city, none go unnoticed. With me, small seeds yield abundant life. Let this truth steady you in unseen places, where applause is quiet and motives are known only to me. Continue to walk forward, even on days when steps are slow, when the scenery doesn't change, when the outcome remains hidden. Trust that I delight in steady faith far more than in spectacle. I am growing in you an unshakable assurance, a peace that outlasts storms, a resilience born not of willpower but of being deeply rooted in my unfailing affection. The journey is not only about milestones reached, it is about your transformation, about learning to lean into my strength rather than striving alone. This is your safe place. Return to it as often as you need. My beloved, I watch as you move forward, not as the one who falters, but as one who carries the evidence of transformation within your soul. Those silent battles you endured, the ones no one else can read upon your face, have not gone unseen by me. You are not who you once were. The scars that once marked you as defeated have now become the signposts of your resurrection. The old labels no longer fit you. What weighed you down is now the very place where my strength is emerging. Your hands, which once trembled with uncertainty, are growing steady. This shift is not mere self-discipline or willpower. It is the outpouring of my spirit upon you. Breathe, and sense how resurrection power stirs afresh within your bones. Pause. Let this become real to you. Notice the warmth that fills your body as you invite my presence closer. You might feel a subtle flutter in your heart, a softening behind your eyes, or a calm anchoring in your chest. That is not your imagination. It is me, enfolding you. I know how the enemy has whispered that you are on your own, that you still lack what it takes. But listen, dear one, you are surrounded. Even now, angelic assignments move in places you cannot see. My nearness is not limited to holy moments or sacred spaces. My voice calls to you in the routine, in the messy, in the places you thought were too ordinary for divine encounter. You who are mine, the shift is becoming visible on you. Where anxiety used to flare in the early morning, now you sense an unfamiliar steadiness. That is me, healing what was raw. I am speaking to that internal voice that always seemed so quick to accuse. I silence the prosecution. No more are you bound by the mistakes of past seasons. Your failures are not your name. I have rewritten your identity, inscribed it on the deepest place within you. Say it out loud, even if your voice trembles, even if your mind resists. I am chosen, I am beloved, I am whole. There is power in agreement, and your body responds even before your emotions catch up. Do you feel that pushback in your mind? That inner objection? What if I slip again? What if all this hope collapses in the face of one setback? My child, I hear your fear, and I refuse to shame you for it. Doubt is only the shadow cast by longing to know me more deeply. I welcome your questions, and I hold steady in the face of your uncertainty. But know this, no stumble, no relapse, no moment of weakness will ever undo what I am building in you. I am more committed to your transformation than you are afraid of your regression. Abide in me, and even if you fall, I will be there to lift you. You are never asked to rise in your own strength. Right now, take your hand, place it over your heart, feel the rhythm. With each beat, remember that I engineered every pulse, that your very life is written into the story I am redeeming. You do not breathe by accident. Every inhale is a testament to my sustaining power. Let gratitude rise up, not from force, but from wonder. Thank me quietly for breath, for the gift of another chance, for the miracle of being seen and known. Gratitude moves your spirit into alignment with what I am already doing. In this posture, you will notice doors opening, mostly within, places in your mind and soul where light now runs freely. You are not just being healed, you are being commissioned. The time of hiding is giving way to a season of emergence. I am calling forth the gifts long buried beneath disappointment and self-doubt. You have a role in the renewal I am bringing. Your hands will comfort the broken. Your words will ignite hope in those who sit in silence. Do not believe the old narrative that says your story is only about survival. You are a vessel of healing. What I have poured into your wounds, I now intend to pour out through you as the balm another desperately needs. You may wonder how you could possibly make a difference when scars still mark your memory, but here is the truth. It is your very scars that become the doorway to connection. Let me speak through the evidence of your overcoming. Do you notice how others are drawn to your gentleness, sensing a depth in you that only comes from being comforted by me? There is no shame in your history, there is wisdom. I transform pain into compassion, loss into empathy, fear into boldness. You are rising and others will rise because of you. Within the next 72 hours, you will notice something that confirms my promise. A sense of inexplicable peace will settle over you during a moment when you would usually feel anxious, perhaps while waiting in traffic, folding laundry, or lying awake in the stillness of night. You'll know it's me because the calm will be out of place, arriving like a gentle friend. When it comes, pause, acknowledge me, and let gratitude solidify that memory in your soul. I do not move in fanfare alone. I love to meet you in the hidden places. Remember, thousands have walked the rocky path you are now on and discovered that it is the place where identity solidifies. You are not alone in this metamorphosis. You are part of a movement of the awakened, those who dare to trade performance for presence, anxiety for abiding, striving for sonship. This is not abstract. As you listen now, countless hearts across the world are being marked by this very word, joining your journey of becoming. Do you ever feel tempted to shrink back as the old fears resurface? Stop. Name the lie. I am too broken to matter. Confront its origin. That shame was sown into you by those who themselves were afraid. But I declare, right now, you are a new creation. The old story does not get to write your ending. My affirmation is louder than the doubts that echo from yesterday. Say it with me. I am chosen. I am sent. I am enough. Even as I speak these truths over you, the enemy wages war for your focus. He tries to cloud your thoughts, to use fatigue, distraction, even old disappointments to pull you out of this moment. Do not let your heart be stolen. When the pull feels heavy, set your feet firmly, reach for my name as your anchor. Whisper, Jesus. Feel how your breathing evens, your mind steadies, your perspective returns. Rest in me. Let every cell in your body agree with the truth. You are covered. You are shielded. You are being made new. Soon you will realize that much of the struggle you faced was the labor of birth, the emergence of a new you. This is not the end, but an opening, a beckoning into deeper waters where my spirit will guide you beyond your comfort zone. There is still more for you to discover, more freedom for you to walk in, more people who need the healing I have planted inside you. The best is truly unfolding now. Watch for it. When questions simmer just beneath your calm, I am attentive. I sense the shifting weight in your heart, those silent petitions lingering after the day's duties. You are not overlooked in the chorus of many voices. My focus on you is undivided. I am here as you wonder how the next season will come, watching you hold onto hope with trembling fingers. Take a moment where you are. Notice the rise and fall of your breath, the subtle assurance that you are still carried. Even as your mind circles old wounds and tomorrow's uncertainties, I remain steady. Draw near to me with the rawness you try to hide, for in this honesty, your burdens find release. Your doubts do not repel me, they draw me closer still. I know the temptation to shelter behind familiar defenses, yet you sense my gentle invitation to step out from those walls. Courage, beloved, is not the absence of fear, but a willingness to follow me through it. Each time you let your true feelings rise, the room grows lighter. Notice the warmth spreading as you surrender what you can't control. In each exhale, I receive your cares. Let your palms turn upward for a moment, hands open over your lap. You won't be left empty. I am the one who fills your life before you even recognize your hunger. You may ask, can you really handle everything I bring? My answer is unwavering. There is no mess too tangled, no pain too obscure. While others may hurry past or recoil, I linger and attend with patient love. My closeness is not just for triumphant days, but for the mornings you wake heavy, uncertain, wanting simply to feel held. When the air feels too thick with anxiety or longing, picture my hand settling upon your shoulder. I stay with you even when you struggle to stay with yourselves. Let me revisit the dreams you have buried for safety's sake. I have not forgotten a single seed of promise I planted within you. The ground that seemed dormant is not abandoned. I am still cultivating life in places unseen. The season you fear has passed you by is often the season I revive with fresh possibility. Gather your disappointment. Bring it straight to me. I trade weary resignation for resilient hope. Turning every sigh into a prayer I gladly answer with new strength. Sometimes you look at others running their race and wonder if you have lost your pace. You sense the pressure to keep up, but I have never asked you to match their stride. Your journey matters for reasons unique to how I've designed you. With each small act of kindness, each choice to forgive or love when it's hard, you are aligned more deeply with my purpose. Celebrate humble beginnings. Find quiet pride in your slow-growing roots. My glory is revealed just as much in hidden patience as in visible victories. At times you wish for the sign or guarantee that your surrender will yield immediate reward. My timing rarely bends to haste, but remember that my delays are not denials. What grows in waiting is as precious as what arrives in fullness. Your trust draws me to act on your behalf in ways not always visible. Look for my fingerprints in the gentle shifts, a conversation that softens, an unexplainable peace, endurance for just one more day. My guidance is steady, sometimes quiet, but always transformative. You may notice resistance stirring when I nudge you toward a new step, an apology you resist making, a step of faith you cannot logically explain, forgiving someone who may never reciprocate. In these moments, know my voice is soft but persistent, never pushing you faster than grace allows. Let yourself feel the reluctance, but don't let it anchor you. Each decision to trust, even a little, is water for your soul's dry places. Come back to that simple breath. Remember, the atmosphere grows softer with your surrender. Even in your exhaustion, I am renewing you. My spirit flows like a quiet current beneath the worn surface of your days, bringing life to places that others might overlook. You don't need to muster the energy for transformation alone. That is not your burden. Let your weariness press you into my embrace rather than away from me. When you find stillness there, you'll feel fresh strength rising, gentle courage to greet what comes next. Your rest is holy and your restoration is my delight. There is more yet unfolding than you can perceive. Even when progress seems secret or slow, I am working deeply in you, creating endurance, tenderness, depth. What you sense as silence is often my attentive preparation for your next release of blessing. Stay alert to the subtle nudges, the idea that won't let you go, the urge to reach out, the comfort you feel despite circumstances. These are my signals that I am near and active. You are never forgotten or on your own. My attention does not waver, not for a moment. You stand at the threshold of something you can neither fully see nor fully name, but your soul recognizes the atmosphere of change. I have been walking with you through every silent night and every trembling dawn, never once letting go. Even as you questioned my timing, and even when your prayers felt like unanswered echoes, I have been orchestrating far more than you imagined. You may feel the residue of battles fought and lost, wounds not yet closed, disappointments that still bruise. Yet even now, as you hold your breath in this waiting place, I am breathing fresh life into the spaces that were growing numb. Where you saw only delay, I have been preparing you for a resurrection of hope, of vision, of trust so deep it cannot be shaken by circumstance. Can you sense the shift? It is subtle but undeniable. Today, yes, today, there will be a moment that startles you into awareness. Someone will say something that pierces the silence you've been carrying, and you will know it is me. The pressure you feel is not punishment, but preparation. I am stretching your spirit to contain more joy, more wisdom, more capacity to love. All those nights when you thought you couldn't take another step were not wasted. They were classrooms of the soul where I deepened your roots and shielded your promise. Breathe now, deeply, and notice how your shoulders release what they never should have carried alone. My child, this is not the end of your story. This is the page where the old sorrows lose their hold. You fear that you don't have what it takes for what comes next. I designed you with everything required for the journey ahead. You are not the sum of your failures. You are the evidence of my persistence. The lies that once defined you, I break them now with the truth of your identity in me. You have been called, set apart, chosen not for comfort but for transformation. Others may have misunderstood your uniqueness or tried to fit you into their molds, but I celebrate every facet I placed inside you. You are meant to reflect my image in a way no other soul can. Your voice matters. Your presence shifts atmospheres. Your scars are not shame. They are signs that healing is possible, again and again. Pause and place your hand over your heart. Feel the relentless rhythm pulsing beneath your palm. That is my handiwork, a song I composed before creation's dawn, playing now inside your chest. As you feel each beat, know this: nothing in your past, no shadow, no regret, can silence the purpose for which I made you. You wonder if it's really possible to begin again, truly begin, not merely survive. Look for the sign tomorrow morning. The clarity that has eluded you will brush your heart with certainty. You'll sense my nearness in the ordinary, and what once felt hard will feel lighter. You'll know it's me because peace will rise where anxiety used to dwell. There is still resistance within you, a hesitation to surrender all, fearing that what's left might be too fragile or too broken to offer. I am not intimidated by your doubts. I welcome them. Bring your questions, your uncertainties, your unfinished prayers. I love nothing more than showing you who I am in the places where you are least convinced. My faithfulness is not dependent on the strength of your grip, but on the unbreakable hold I have on you. You are covered. You are shielded. You are mine, body, mind, and spirit. As you allow my love to meet you in your rawest moments, you will discover that even your weakness is a doorway to my strength. Stop. Feel that warmth blooming in your chest, that sudden urge to weep or to laugh without warning? That is the evidence of my spirit moving within you. Breakthrough is not a distant dream. It is unfolding now, layer by layer, in the unseen. Others may see only the outside, but I see the resilience that has been forged in the fire. The same places where you felt forgotten are becoming places of favor. The ache that once hollowed you out is now being filled with wisdom, compassion, and resolve. Hear me. Your prayers have packed the soil for miracles you haven't yet tasted. There is a new authority rising in your words, a kindness powerful enough to break chains. Do not despise the small beginnings or the hidden seasons. They are the foundation of the visible victories to come. I have prepared people who will recognize what I have placed inside you. You are about to encounter hearts who will call you by your true name and echo back to you the dreams you feared had died. Watch closely. These connections are not accidents. They are divine appointments meant to accelerate your calling. What you sow in secret I will magnify in the open. Your faithfulness in obscurity was never missed. I saw every act, every unseen yes, and I am rewarding it in ways only the humble will notice. Pause now and speak aloud. I am chosen. I am loved. I am ready for all you have for me. Let the sound of your own voice silence every whisper of inadequacy. If fear rises again, remember this: I have gone before you and I will come behind. My protection is not fragile. My promises are not small. The enemy came for your hope, but I tripled my guard about your dreams. When the world says it's too late, I speak a new beginning. I fashion beauty from every burnt place. Your legacy will outlast your pain. What you build with me, no storm can demolish. My child, do you feel it? Something turning, shifting, breaking open? Others before you have reached this moment and stepped forward, trembling but certain of my love. You are not alone in this awakening. You march shoulder to shoulder with a company of the redeemed. Tonight, as you rest, I will sing truths over you that rewrite the lies of every past season. In the stillness, I will remind you that intimacy is the greatest victory, knowing you are mine, and I am yours. You do not have to understand the full map to trust the guide. Step into the days ahead with brave tenderness, knowing you walk in the shadow of my presence. Nothing you've surrendered to me has been lost. I am multiplying what has been given, and what returns will astonish you. Keep your heart open. Watch for the subtle signs. Remember, this journey is just beginning. Amen. Before you leave this moment, tell me which truth reached deepest. Write it below, not as performance, but as remembrance. When you see those words again, they will anchor you. I am reading every one, beloved. Your voice matters to me,